Alright, our final video of 9.1 is talking about reflecting shapes over the line y equals x, and then also y equals negative x. The line y equals x is going to end up being a diagonal line that goes through your coordinate grid. The reasoning is because, like, think of each point. If y were to equal to x, then 0, 0 would be a point, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, so on. Even going in the other direction, we've got negative 1, negative 1, negative 2, negative 2. No matter what, your y is equal to the x. So we have that diagonal. The rules still apply. You still want to make a perpendicular line to that line of reflection from that point, and then make it equidistant away. This one's kind of hard to do when it's on like a diagonal like that. So I'm going to give you the rule, but first let's just practice it like from here. Like, do you see how this would be a perpendicular line? See how it's like one diagonal of a unit away? So then it's going to be one diagonal of a unit away this direction as well. So that's going to be the new z prime. So we can label that right here. That's going to be our new z prime. X, and it's kind of hard to tell, but again, it looks like it's like the diagonal. It's going to be like 1.5 diagonal away. So then count again the other direction, half and 1. So there's going to be your new x prime right there. So we'll plot that again. It was 1.5, so 1.5, so that will be our new point right here, x prime. Then it gets tough because you can see here, like this point, it's hard to tell how far away it is, perpendicular line. So I'm going to give you guys actually the rule here to tell. So if you have your original coordinate xy and you flip it across the y equals x line, the rule is going to be you just flip the coordinates. And I mean, look at like z prime. Z prime is at 1, negative 1. Do you see how original z was negative 1, 1? We just like flip-flop them. Same thing x prime is at negative 2, negative 5, because again, where it's located here, it's negative 2, negative 5, but then also if I look up here, if I just flip them, we get negative 2, negative 5. So using that logic, if this was negative 3, 4 for your y, then that means that this y is going to become 4, the y prime is going to become 4, negative 3. So if you were to plot that, again, you go over 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, down 3, 1, 2, 3. There it is, there's your y prime, and it does look like it would be a reflection then. It'd be the same equidistant away from that point. If you were to connect those dots, it would be a perpendicular line, and they would be the same distance away. Okay, so then we will connect the dots again. And again, you could tell if you were to, fold down that line, you would get the same image, and then also it looks like the mirror image. Okay, we've got one more example. This is now with a line y equals negative x. It's just going to be a diagonal going in the other direction. You could think of it like if y were to equal 1, then x would equal negative 1. If x were negative 2, y would be positive 2, because it's y is equal to negative x, so it just kind of flips it. Same process again, do the perpendicular line from that point and equidistance away. I'm just going to give you the rule here so we can practice that using this logic. So when you flip it across y equals negative x, what you're going to do is you're actually going to do the opposite of y and then the opposite of x. So you're going to flip it and negate it, basically. So my new a prime, again, I'm going to take a, it's negative 1, 3. I'm going to flip them and negate them. So it's going to become negative 3 and a positive 1. It's the opposite of negative 1. B is 0, 6. So if I flip them, it's going to become negative 6, 0. Because it's the opposite of 6. 0 is just 0. C prime, again, I'm going to flip them it's going to become -5 and -3. Flip them and do the opposite. Same thing with D, flip them and do the opposite. Let's go ahead and graph that. We get -3, 1, -6, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, I plotted that point wrong. So -3, 1, -6, 0, -5, -3, and -2, -2. Go ahead and label it A prime, B prime, C prime, D prime, and then connect the dots. There we've got our square reflected across the y equals negative x line.